Yeah, you know what time it is. You're listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole, and I'm not joined by my co-host Ray Jeezy, the homie Ray Jeezy. Now we're gonna hold it down for Ray Jeezy. I got a bunch of cool, dope guests. Before we get into all that, hey, make sure you check us out at www.urbansportscene.com. That is the website of the Urban Sports Scene. Also, you can catch us on Empire Media, which is empiremedia.com. You can catch a lot of our content there. You can also subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Make sure you subscribe to the Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel as well. If you're on YouTube, hit that red subscribe button and also like this video. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG at Urban Sports Scene and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right. Will T, the former dude of the Urban Sports Scene, would normally say this, so now I took that responsibility on my own. So let's get into our tradition, the pregame. Here's what we have on tap. We'll have host of the Not Bland show, Dujunnea Bland, will join me to debate which player needs a good showing going into Washington Commanders training camp. Then finally at 8:40. We'll talk Washington Wizards basketball with host of Locked On Wizards podcast, Brandon Scott. We'll talk about the team's overall summer league performance and much more. All right, let me introduce my guest. Right now, I have host of the Not Bland show, Dujunnea Bland, on with me. What's going on, Dujunnea?
What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm good, man. How you doing, my man?
Man, I am having a blast. The show's going great, and we back into football, so I'm looking forward to start talking about some football. People forget that that this is my home. Football is my home. Drag racing is just something that I do.
Yeah, I know. Real quick before we get into the talks about the Commanders football, at least talk to our listeners about your show.
It's at the Not Bland Show on YouTube. We do talk the NFL, of course. At Sports Journey, we do cover the Commanders, but we're going to be covering a lot of the league. We're going to have a lot of different, personalities, a lot of different media on to discuss the league. We also talk NHRA drag racing. If you're not a drag racing fan, I think you will be a fan. And if you help or support our sponsor, is dragracebracketbonanza.com. You don't have to know anything about drag racing. You can go in, you can fill out a bracket, you can even join the Not Bland Show League and try to beat me, and you win free prizes and you play free. Where do you do that at?
I don't know, bro.
Season, a belt will be given, but there are plaques that are given out. Sponsors have jumped in, like Peak and Summit had nice packages for both of the races that they sponsored. So some good stuff over there. More subscribers we have, the better it looks, so we can continue to get sponsors. So every little bit helps.
All right, so but you said that you get a belt? What kind of belt do you get? You get an AEW belt? You get
it's like that for real. It's actually actual belt, specially made too.
Okay.
It's crazy.
All right, cool. All right, cool. Don't you talk a little wrestling too?
We do talk wrestling over there. Absolutely. AEW, WWE. We're trying to pay attention to TNA. It's hard.
You need to, man. Don't hate. You need to.
I love it though. I do. When I watch it, I really do love it. And Slammiversary was something else.
It was great, man. It was a great pay-per-view, man. I'm glad they're getting some momentum.
Yes.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing for all the wrestling business, man. Now you got guys who can I know it's not a wrestling show, but we'll get into the Commanders stuff. But I think you got guys who now don't, not just two, they can, go to another venue, and I feel like they can get highlighted more in TNA. And that's what for both out of both companies, to be honest.
And I appreciate WWE playing nice with TNA. I just wish Tony would kind of back down a little bit. And I think, just imagine if AEW and TNA both could all of us work together here, WWE, all of that. Just imagine what it could be. So,
I agree.
I agree. It could be a lot bigger, but hey, it's a start.
It's a start, man. If you told us 10 years ago that with these, definitely within the WWE, they would be able to work with another company for real,
Yeah.
other than ECW back in the day. You would be like,
Right.
what's going on? So to your point, I think Tony deserves all the credit for it too, because I think he kind of knocked that with the Forbidden Door and whatnot, working with other companies, because he was working with TNA before and New Japan and all that, and it's happening now. So I mean, real talk. I may give Tony Khan a lot of flack, but props to him, because I think what he did is he got the ball rolling.
Yeah, but rightfully so. I mean, the flack you give is 100% spot on.
Yeah, but let's get into Commanders talk. All right,
Sir.
For the Washington Commanders, training camp has started. Some of these dudes need to show out. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pressure on a lot of these dudes, as I mentioned in the pregame. So, in your opinion, which player needs to show out the most in camp and why?
Man, I have two, but I'm going to start with Dujunnea Brown.
I agree.
Dujunnea Brown, 12 catches last year, 168 yards. He was targeted 23 times, and you only catch the ball 12 of those. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And with this roster now, with a little bit more talent, I expect Jahan to come back. More of what we saw in his first year, or a second year, I should say.
Well, when you said first year. It's his first year. His second year was his off year. It's his first year, right?
So I expect that, and I expect these draft picks like Luke McCaffrey to be a nice contributor. So the room is very small. It's not too many spots to be given. So I think Dujunnea Brown has the potential, has the ability to be a counted on receiver. We just need to see that consistency from him. And I think it starts with working hard in this camp.
Yeah, I agree with you about Dujunnea. I said that on X. I just feel like, and I'm a believer in Dujunnea Brown. I think I'm one of very few. I'm in the minority, I believe. But there's a few folks that I know I've seen out there that kind of support Dujunnea Brown. I just think that, within Cliff Kingsbury's offense, he likes speed. If you looked at him in Arizona, Dujunnea is still a guy who can, regardless of what you think of Dujunnea, he is a guy that one-on-one, he does get open on a go route. You can see it. He gets open. A lot of games we've seen him been overthrown and underthrown. Sometimes he drops the passes. But he's made some spectacular catches too as well. The game against the Tennessee Titans comes to mind. That touchdown catch against the Seattle Seahawks comes to mind when Sam Howell throws it and he just goes up and get it and runs it for a touchdown. So you see the ability, man. You see it, but now you have an offense, I think, in the Cliff Kingsbury offense that kind of fits his style, to be honest with you. And I just think that a lot of people are, in a Luke McCaffrey and deserve it. I mean, he's a draft pick, and I expect everybody to be kind of hyped for any draft pick they get. Right. But when you look at this wide receiving core, you can easily move Jahan like within these three wide receivers, or if Dujunnea has a good camp, you can easily move a Terry McLaurin in the slot or a Jahan in the slot. Those two guys can play both, so it's not like you need you need a slot guy. You have a guy, and you have two guys who can do both. To be honest with you, so it's not like having if Luke McCaffrey beats out Dujunnea, he looks way better than Dujunnea. I get it, like put him in the slot. I understand, whatever. But if Dujunnea looks good and he's only can play outside, you could still utilize Dujunnea on the outside and play Terry. If you want to go 3-set, use Terry on the inside, Jahan on the inside, and you'll get what you want, because then you get Terry. Terry gets a nickel corner. That's a mismatch. That's I would rather have Terry against a nickel corner than him on the outside, to be honest with you. Just like the Cowboys utilizing CD Lamb. CD Lamb goes against nickels all the time. So if I'm Washington and if Dujunnea can play outside, truth be told, I would love to move Terry around.
Hasn't that been the problem with Washington's offense? You know exactly where everybody's going to line up. You know where Terry's going to be all the time. You know where Jahan's going to be all the time. You know where your tight ends are going to line up. It's predictable. And I think what we're going to see here, a team in a really nice organizational top to bottom, understanding analytics and understanding that mismatches and creating mismatches are everything. And they have the talent, they have the ability to be able to move these guys around inside and out. And like you said, I think Dujunnea is great to be able to play on the outside and to be able to move a Terry or a Jahan inside to create these mismatches on guys we know that can't cover them because of their speed.
I agree.
So I really do think that with this offense, we will be able to see some movement and some moving and shaking as far as not being able to go into game day and pinpoint the defense, pinpointing where your playmakers are.
We got a comment from my man Eric. Eric said, "Emmanuel Forbes needs to show up in a positive, impactful way." You agree?
He was on my list.
All right,
he was on my list.
Talk about Emmanuel Forbes. Why do you feel like he has to step up?
You know, a lot of Emmanuel Forbes issues were. I don't want to give him a big pass, but a lot of this was scheme related.
I agree with you.
And they exposed him to things that he was not ready for.
Yes, I agree.
At the same time, Emmanuel Forbes at times missed tackles, got beat on simple double moves. Nothing's crazy. Yeah. Got beat on simple everyday routes that he had no business getting beat on. It's the discipline has to be there. The attention to detail has to be there for him. You know, there's no excuse outside of that or why he can't be a top corner in this league. So I think if he takes the coaching, I think that's the key here from top to bottom. Whether it's not just about Joe Witt. The whole group over there are teachers, and if you soak this thing up, you can be able to. He can really be able to elevate his game this year as a corner, and maybe we can trust him to be one-on-one outside on some of the league's best. Yeah,
I'm with you. I think I like the Manuel early. I did. I liked him a lot early. He had a pick against Denver. He had a couple situations where he was close, meaning that he was around the ball. Like he is, you could tell, like he is a ball. Like he does have a nose for football. I think he didn't complete plays in his rookie year, and I felt like that kind of messed up his confidence a little bit.
Yes.
I think when you look at what he did against, I mean, the AJ Brown thing is the one that really messed him up. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, that's what really got him. I don't feel like, other than like, I mean, he got beat a few times with others, but AJ Brown is the one. Then DJ Moore beat everybody, so I want to give him. Like, DJ Moore killed all those corners last year. He killed all the starters that game on Thursday night. So I don't want to put that on Emmanuel Forbes by himself. But I will say that, like, truth be told, the AJ Brown game is the one that really stands out to me more than his games. I use plural games. Yeah. And to your point, that was more on the actual scheme. Like, why were you putting him one-on-one on AJ Brown, who's a bigger, stronger wide receiver, to a skinnier dude? That makes no sense, right? With no help. So it's like you're treating this kid like he Dion. He just got in the league and he ain't ready. He ain't that dude right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you didn't utilize him. You drafted him to do a certain thing, and you didn't utilize him the way he's supposed to be drafted. So
exactly,
I feel like now you have, with a track record of what they do with how they coach corner, I feel like this could be a good year for him. Like, because I feel like Dan Quinn, wherever he's been, was either Seattle, you got him in Atlanta and Dallas. He's got the best out of his corners. And his secondary. He has gotten the best out of them.
They're not the top tier corners.
Yeah.
I've tried to tell people this over and over again. I can have an average secondary. If my front seven does what they're supposed to do and they eat, and they should. I mean, you got John Allen, you got Daron Payne, you made some additions along that defensive line. There'll be a nice rotation there. There's no excuse. Now, these guys on the back end don't have to cover nearly as long. So, and we're not going to sit here and line up Jamin Davis and line up,
there you go,
you know, these guys in the same spot, knowing that the offensive coordinator and the team knows, they're going to be right there. So we know exactly where they're going to be. We'll scheme against that.
No, I agree.
There's going to be a lot of creativity on that defense, and I think that's going to increase those guys on the back end and their productivity.
All right, my man, Cam, what's up? Cam said, in my opinion, I think Chris Rodriguez Jr. must have a good camp. What do you think about that?
Good point. Because
I do like Chris Rodriguez. I'm thinking that he came to my. That's a good one. But go ahead.
Yes,
go ahead.
He's a thumper. He's a guy that when he has had the ball in his hands, he's made some really strong runs. And you got Eckler now. I think Eckler and Rodriguez can be similar.
Yeah.
But you know, we're looking at, I think, a little bit here. I think in camp we saw, I think Brian Robinson was catching some passes today out of the backfield. So think about it. You got 3 backs like that are multifaceted, that can be placed in the passing game, utilized at pass and run. That's huge. That's huge. But I do agree with you, Cam. He's got to have a really good camp. Again, they've got 3 or 4 guys. There's 2, I believe, that were free agency, after the draft pickups. But there's 3 backs back there that are hungry for, making a team here. So he's got to definitely perform very well to keep his spot, because I think, I don't care who you are, I don't think anybody's pigeonholed in as the starter here. It's going to be a lot of competition. There's going to be a lot of grinding. These guys are hungry, man. They know exactly what's on the line. And so I think we're going to get the best, hopefully the best out of everyone, and we'll have the best 53 when we go into week 1.
My man Taj got a comment. My man Taj said, if you haven't said it already, Jamin Davis, he doesn't have a good. I mean, if he doesn't have a good camp, I can see a scenario where he can be an early cut.
And he's on my list, Taj.
Yeah,
he's on my list, man.
I heard he's playing a lot. He played all D-line today. That's what I heard. But go ahead.
Now, Wagner being a part of this is going to be huge. I also will say this too. Another problem with him was the way that they put him out there in coverage, and how they used him in coverage. I mean, the guy had 89 total tackles for the year,
and an interception, and a big interception,
and a big interception. He had 4. He had 4 pass deflections, and he had 50 solo tackles, 3 sacks.
Yep. So
sure, numbers were good, but again, there were a lot of key moments, Taj, where we know needed that third down to get him off the field, and Jamin not necessarily consistent in his play and would give up some things. I think with scheme and having Bobby Wagner, a quality veteran that people can really rally behind, because the proof is in the pudding. It's on the tape. You know what I mean? This is not gassing a guy up, and he's also not a guy coming in here like a Bruce Allen coming in here, basically on his last leg and really is past his prime. You know what I mean? So this is going to be really good for him. But yes, I agree. He's got to have a really good camp if he wants to be a part of this starting lineup, because there's a lot of bodies in that linebacking core that can ball. I
agree. There's some dudes out there. So on X, my man Felix, what's up? Felix said, for me, BSJ, that's St. Juice, and Jamin Davis. Wiley is another. Wiley's garbage to me, but that's
I don't even know why he's here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna pull no punches. I'm not gonna feed you no garbage. The fact of the matter is, I don't even know why he's on this damn roster. All right? His play last year is 100% of the reason why you never saw what we could have seen out of Sam Howell. I mean, really, he was a part of the problem with this offensive line. And let's pump our brakes with that too. That is a whole unit that needs to be highlighted, as we need to see what they do in camp, because I don't know about, I believe you guys here, the urban sports scene said it last year. We heard Candy Waller say it last year. There were a lot of us that were like, hey, this offensive line.
A lot of people. Donna Hopkins with Tony McGee. Yeah, Tony McGee. Plus, she said,
come on, man. So let's not get ahead of ourselves with all this other day one camp talk. We need to see it. And I like what we're going to be able to do here with some of the teams that they're going to be able to scrimmage against. Again, with scrimmages, though, you got to really take it with a grain of salt as well. Yeah. Because some days you can look good and look like world beaters, and some days you don't. And it also depends on the other team. How far along are they? How far along are they in understanding of what they're doing on defense? So got to tailor some of the things that we see in camp. But that whole unit, it has got to do a hell of a lot better. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little concerned about Wiley being at the right tackle spot.
No, I think he's atrocious. I think he's just horrible. I'm with you though. Kim on X said Davis, Brown, Forbes, just to name a few. So folks that we named already.
Yep.
My man Taj had another one. This is a good one too. He said, I will add Cole Turner. The fan favorite can be gone if the rookie has a stand-up camp and Bates continues to be a blocking stud. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all I got right here.
That's a good point.
Let me respond to that. So yeah, I mean, I like Cole Turner. I actually like Cole Turner. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I can't stand Bates. Why? I just feel like he's so basic. I feel like a blocking tight end, like, all right. Like
it's cool, but you need to be more versatile.
I mean, that's cool. That's fine.
Put an extra offensive lineman, you need a blocker.
Yeah, if you got a good old line, you don't even need him. Like, he isn't even that awesome as a blocker. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, he ain't even that awesome as a blocker to me. He's okay. Like, I feel like we've gassed him up. Like, I've seen him drop so many passes. Like,
I'd rather have Amani Rodgers.
I'd rather have Amani Rodgers than Bates. I had Jordan Reed, where I was good with that. Like, and he can block with a lick. And Logan Paulson used to be the blocking tight end back then for him, and he was good. He was solid.
Catch.
But he can catch though. But Logan can catch though. So it wasn't like Logan was any chopped liver. He can catch the ball. He can catch. Like, Bates will get a wide, and he's slow. It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. I'm just not a Bates dude. I'm not a Bates dude. Truth be told, I'm cool with cutting him. I'm cool with cutting Bates. I feel like he could be on the plate. He could be on the chopping block. All I care. Like,
replace him and give me a fullback.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, I think. All right, I think old boy from the rookie can do both. He can block and he can catch from Kansas State. So Sanat or how you Sanat?
Ben
Sinnott. I can't say wrong. Sinnott. Like, Sinnott can block.
Yes,
and he can catch. If I can have him, I don't need no Bates. I think Bates is yuck. Yuck on Bates for me, man. Eric also, what did Eric put out there? Everybody inside the Capitol Beltway and most outside knew Washington desperately needed O-line help. Yeah, he put out that's O-line help. Totally agree. Cam said
what is happening to everybody else?
Yeah, I know, right? Cam put out there another one. I want to add KJ Henry. Really? Okay. You agree with KJ? Dujunnea? I think KJ's going to be pretty good.
I think he's going to be pretty good, especially when you talk about what he's capable of doing with his speed and what Dan Quinn likes to do on defense, what we saw there in Dallas. And I think, what should be noted with what's could happen here in Washington is that the difference here between here and Washington with Dan Quinn's defense, this front line is not predicated on speed. That I've talked about it many a times. Dallas's success was predicated off of speed. Yeah. They were small up front. They got worked in that playoff game because there was a bigger offensive line, stronger offensive line that can swallow up that speed. And those guys up front don't have enough ass. That's not the case here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you've got some guys that are legitimate pass rushers, but there's a lot of beef.
Yeah.
A lot of meat on the bone here on this defensive line. So I'm really looking forward to see how that all plays out for the front seven.
Yeah, I do like, before we get into the next one, next topic, I do like my man Felix did say he mentioned St. Juice. I don't like St. Juice either. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I think he's safe though.
I think he's safe, but I agree with you.
I'm not a big St. Juice person either, but I think he's safe. I don't think he will have an issue. I think he'll be a starter. Fuller's not on this team anymore. I think he'll be a starter on the outside with Emmanuel Forbes. I expect Emmanuel Forbes to be okay, and I think the rookie Sanders from Michigan be the nickel. So
yes, I agree.
I think he'll end up being probably.
St. Juice is Dujunnea Bland, and Dujunnea is probably better than him.
Dujunnea Bland is so much better than him.
Yeah.
He has ball skills. Pause. Yeah. He's so much better.
Oh, man.
All right. I know to me, like, everyone's mentioned some good ones, but I think the obvious is like who should have a really good camp because the city depends on it is the rookie quarterback should be like, I think he should be the obvious one. We all kind of should hope has an amazing camp. And that's and we want him to start. That's definitely Jay Daniels. We've got to hope that he has a really good camp. Like we talked earlier, I'm not into this fluff stuff about throwing into a net. Like y'all not get me on no throwing a net or no end zone or no red zone drill with nobody with no pads. Y'all not get me on that. That's like me playing ball and I'm getting set shots all day. I'm gonna knock them joints down. I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
right.
No
Give me a chance. If
down.
I'm Jaden, and let me play Jaden's position, I can drop some dimes out there too.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear.
No pads.
I don't want to hear like he looked good throwing the ball in the net. I'm not. Look at me. I'm not that person to judge you off of that. Like I'm waiting for I ain't gonna hold you. I'm waiting for scrimmages and preseason games. I'm not into that other stuff. Nope. Like y'all can report if he even has a bad game against his own players. I won't even care about that. Nope. I won't even judge him off of that. So I'm fair either way. I wouldn't judge him if he's practicing and he's not lighting up our secondary. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Jaden's gonna be horrible. I'm gonna judge Jaden when he competes against an opposition. That's how I'm going to judge Jaden.
What I do think we have here, which is very important,
t-shirts and panties. Basically,
exactly.
We out here, folks out here, like, come on, what we doing? We can't be, bruh. But go ahead.
If y'all need clicks that bad, you need to do something.
Yeah, just relax. Just relax, everybody. I'm not trying. I'm just saying, folks, relax. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
I love the vibes though, but just relax. I love the vibes, but relax.
I think what you see and what you hear from coaches is the fact that him being the first in the building and the last one to leave, the putting in the extra work. Again, I say it all the time. All these draft analysts and all this other nonsense. It's like, look, at the end of the day, the tape never lies. Yeah. I don't care what you think, but the tape never lies. Mm-hmm. And if he can be half of what he was at LSU, with the talent that he will have around him, he will have success. The biggest point of everything is the work you put in on and off the field. And that's important. I think this kid is smart. And does have it between the ears, and the fact that his work ethic is super high, and he's not, anointing himself, before it's time, and he's very humble about it. Unlike number 10, I think you have a very good probability of this quarterback having some success here.
Yeah, they could be very successful, man. Just I think the most important thing, I said this before, for him to have ultimate success is that they got a block for him. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Like he can't, if he can, what he had when he had an LSU was a good offensive line. Mm-hmm. That's why he was so successful putting up those numbers. Yep. And to be able to throw to his playmakers and be able to utilize his legs in the run game. If this offensive line isn't good, he's going to have issues, just like any, and that's not a knock on him. That's like any quarterback. If a quarterback has a bad line, then they're not going to be great. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, unless you're, I'm going to be real with you. Unless you're like Michael Vick, you know what I mean?
That's it.
You're not going to be great. And that's even,
and I don't want to see that here in Washington because that's a recipe for a guy getting hurt real quick. Yeah. And
he's not Vick, like, because that's a video game type dude. So it's not like, And truth be told, like you see, I didn't even mention Lamar. Like Lamar has always had a decent offensive line in Baltimore. So so I'm just saying, like for him, he needs to they need to make sure that this line is taken care of. This line is taken care of, then they're fine. Like he'll be fine. He'll put up numbers. Like I have total faith in that. But if this line is what we saw last year, I don't know. I'm telling you, he's not gonna he's gonna have a tough year, even with the talent on the outside, because now you're worried about the pass rush rather than worrying about Terry worrying about Terry or Jahan, or if it's Luke McCaffrey, right? Or if it's Diami or whoever, you're going to have issues worried about that more than looking down the field. I don't care who you are.
That was a huge problem with the offense last year. I mean, I'll give you guys some numbers from last year.
Yeah,
this team was 33.87% rush. 66.13% pass.
Yeah.
That's not balanced, ladies and gentlemen. Not at all. And when you're only 35.65% on third down, that means your defense is out there
way too damn
hustling.
Yeah. They weren't even good. They weren't even good enough to be out there.
Nope. Not at all.
They weren't even good enough to be out there.
Not at all.
So yeah, So to me, like that's the most important thing. But I'm with you, Dujunnea. Like I feel like he can be successful. Just block him and just think those. And that's the thing. Like somebody has to step up, and it goes back to what I think Felix said. Wiley, he's a very important individual who's going to need to step up in camp. So what would you like to see out of you? So you mentioned Diami having needing to step up. What would you like to see out of him in camp, though? What would you like to see him out of him in camp to say, all right, I'm ready to step up. I'm that guy.
I want to see crisp route running and execution on all facets. That's it. That's in blocking and that's in running a crisp route and making yourself available for your quarterback.
All right. What about Forbes then? What would you want to see out of Forbes? Because you mentioned him as well.
Be in the vicinity. Okay. You know what I mean? At least look like you knew exactly what was going on. We all know that corners are going to get beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to get beat. But at the end of the day, at least look like you knew where you were supposed to be and you understood exactly what your job was, an assignment was on that particular play. Consistency and execution really is his thing. We know he has all the intangibles. It's really about the execution of his assignment in relation to his teammates.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna start with like the Diami thing first. I'll talk about both. I think Diami, for me, just be yourself. Be what got you to the dance in North Carolina. I think he mentioned that. I saw an interview he did with Donna. Was it with Donna? Yeah, I believe he did it with no, I'm wrong. Linnell Willingham. So I saw a report of Linnell Willingham who thinks he's with. I want to say he's with 980 and 1067. They're about the same now. But anyway. So Linnell came out and he talked about he interviewed Diami. Diami said just basically being himself. You know what I'm saying? Being himself, being able to have confidence, be that deep threat, be that guy who can make plays. Like he was in North Carolina, and be that same guy. He felt like you could tell he felt like he lost himself a little bit. And again, it goes to confidence. You lose confidence, and you could tell like a player of Diami's caliber coming out of North Carolina was a guy that barely dropped the ball. And then he got into the league and started dropping some easy passes that you wouldn't see him drop in Carolina. Right. So same thing with Jahan. Like last year, the same thing. Jahan barely usually dropped the ball, and last year he dropped the ball. Confidence is very important. So you could tell, like, for me, I want to see him have confidence. Like I want to see him more than anything. Chris Routes, when the ball gets to you, you are confident you can come up with that ball. Like you're not thinking, you're playing football. That's one. Now, Emmanuel Forbes, finish the play. That's all I care about. Finish the play. Because I feel like if he finishes plays, he's fine. Like, dude, I don't care if you get beat. I ain't gonna hold you. I want you to get picks and get pick sixes. That's all I care about. I'm all about getting an interception. I love Dre Bly growing up. And Dre Bly used to get beat, but he would take gambles to get pick sixes. I used to love Terrell Buckley growing up. Terrell Buckley used to just get burnt and get interceptions all the time. And so I'm cool with that. Shoot, Asante Samuels used to get burnt. And all he did was gamble and get picks. I'm cool with those type of dudes. So for me, finish the play. If you get beat, fine, okay. But you know what? If you get a bunch of pick sixes, no one cares about you getting beat like that. They're gonna mention, dude, damn, man, Forbes got hands. He's a playmaker. That's what they're gonna say. He's a playmaker. Not Diggs up in college. He was getting beat, but he was getting picks. Everybody didn't, but folks anointing him as one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. Right. So I'm just saying, you can get beat, but do what you did in college. You was getting pick sixes, like you were getting pick sixes in big time in SEC football, bro. You were going against the best dogs out there at wide receiver. You was going against Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Right. You was going against the LSU wide receivers. Those are premier wide receiving schools, and you would be doing your thing. So for him, I think it's confidence, and it's definitely about finishing plays. And I think he finishes plays, he'll be all right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So for you, what player, non-obvious player, there's the obvious, but what player out there do you expect to have a great camp? Non-obvious, like not like everybody can say. You say Terry McLaurin, that's easy. right. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's Dante Fowler Jr.
Okay. Ooh, okay. That's a good one.
I think it's Dante Fowler. I really do believe within the confines of this defense, with all of to me, I think there's a lot of talent on the defensive line.
Yeah.
And with these great minds that know how to move folks around and put them in positions to be able to be successful, I think he's going to have a really, really nice year.
Okay, I like that one. All right, for me, because I came with the question. I didn't even think about that question for real. But now I'm just gonna go off the cuff. I'm gonna say Quan Martin. I think Quan Martin going is going. I think Quan Martin is going to be a stud this year. I
Yeah.
think he is going to be the best. I think he's going to make people really. And this is not. It's gonna sound dirty because I like Cam. But I think he's gonna make folks forget about Cam Curl. I think that he's gonna be that good. I think Quan Martin is gonna be that good. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be that good. He's gonna be utilized correctly, and I think we saw it in glimpses that he has playmaking ability. They drafted. He was a safety in Illinois, and they try and make him play nickel. So like I don't even really get that, but it's okay. It's all good. Now he gets to play safety, maybe Buffalo nickel at times, but whatever. He's going to be able to make plays out of that position. I think he is going to be a problem. My man Brandon was like Jamin Davis. I think Jamin was playing, for what I heard, Jamin was playing on the line, on the D line most of the time. So I think Jamin has an opportunity because I think Jamin got the speed on the outside, and we saw how we see how Micah was used. I'm not calling him Micah Parsons, but we saw how Micah was used in Dallas, and Micah was a linebacker at Penn State, so we saw it. Man, Eric Hartman said, Eric said Hartman scares me. He will be bait, but I think I won't want to lose him. I like Hartman from Notre Dame. Had a good year last year.
Yeah.
The girls out here love this dude with a passion. It's crazy. Like,
I know.
It's crazy. Like
I know.
Like, all right, I'll be easy. Like the thirst much.
Hey,
like,
they might have to keep 3.
Yeah.
They might have to keep 3 because let's be honest. If Hartman can ball, and show that he can at least be a capable backup, I mean, we know Mariota's only here because of his mind.
Please don't talk about Mariota.
I'm just saying.
No, he needs
like
to have a good
camp. Is he here? Is he here to be the starter?
Yeah.
Hell no. If he's the starter, it better be because Jaden is hurt. Because if it's not, that's a huge problem.
Mariota need to have a good camp. That's what I forgot. Mariota need to have a good camp. That's what he needs to have a good camp. If he wants to achieve his goal of being a starter, which is a joke, he needs to have a good camp.
It ain't happening.
Hey, my man Adam said Forbes needs to have a good camp as well. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate you, my guy. That man should not ever be starting in life.
No.
I know that would be a serious problem. Hey, Dujunnea, this has been dope, man. Before I let you go, homie, how can folks catch your content and catch you on social media?
You can follow me at NotBland21. Love talking shop with y'all.
Yeah.
You can always catch me and catch the show at the Not Bland Show. Like I said, like and subscribe. Appreciate you and Ray Jeezy supporting. He showed up in the show comments last night.
I know. Yeah, Joe. Ray's a beast, man. Ray's a beast, man.
Appreciate y'all. And like I said, man, we're gonna be in touch. We gotta keep.
We got a lot. We gotta
keep us in rotation.
Oh yeah, bro. You already know what time it is, man.
In this football game.
Yeah, I got.
If we don't take care of us, nobody else will.
Facts. Big time facts. I got you, Dujunnea. We gonna wrap. We gonna wrap.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you too.
All right, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Y'all have a good night.
Have a good one, man. Oh man, Dujunnea was awesome, man. That's my guy, man. My guy. That was a great time. Yeah, I don't know about my Commanders and their we'll see, man. Everybody hypes like they hype training camp so hard. Like everything's hyped. Like my man Jaden was throwing in a freaking net and everyone's acting like he's, oh my God, like he was Joe Montana in the net. I ain't lying. Like I think I'm a great shooter. I ain't gonna hold you. I think I'm a great shooter playing ball. But if you give me set shots, you would think I'm an NBA player the way I can shoot deep threes. You'd be like, dang, you should be in the league. And then when defense happens, my percentage is gonna go down. All right, it's gonna go down. All right, that's all I'm saying. Some of them shots won't look as crisp. I'm gonna be honest with you, won't look as crisp. But let's wait till we get real competition. Then we can kind of feel good about certain things. But anyway, training camp has begun. But you know what ended? NBA Summer League ended for the Wizards. So real quick, let me introduce my guest. Right now, I got the host of Locked On Wizards podcast, Brandon Scott. What's going on, B?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I know you're a Commanders fan. You got hype for training camp, man? You hype?
Yeah, I mean, apparently not as hype as other people, man. But but you know what, Jaden looking good, man. You know, like you were just saying, you know, you gotta let him play somebody, man. You know, to truly see where he's at. But I think we'll be all right. Looking forward to the season.
Like, for me, I'm like, it's no shade or anything. It's just like, yo, can we pump our brakes though? Like, I saw him throwing a net, and everybody was like, damn, look how accurate he is. I'm like, yo, he's just throwing in a net. Like, that's like back in the day, I don't know if they still do it, like the Pro Bowl, like skills competition.
Yeah.
And folks just throwing in a net. And I'm like, but he's not that good for real in a game. Like, he's okay, but ain't like he's that good. He ain't better than like Dan Marino or anything. But he looks good today and throwing in the net. That's awesome. It's a movie.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's day one of training camp, so you know, we'll see, man. But I think he'll be all right. Because you know, just like you guys were saying, man, I think the O-line is going to be the best indicator of where he's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, I just feel like that's what we gotta like. There's variables, right? There's variables. Yeah. That's all. There's no. I think he'll be. If the line is good, he'll be fantastic. He'll be fantastic. To be honest with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I totally believe that. All right, so B, you know, summer league ended. There's a lot of chatter about certain players and whatnot, whatever. But for you, we're going to talk about the top pick of the draft and Alex Sarr. What did you learn about him during summer league that you didn't know, that you did not know, that you did not know?
Man, I didn't realize the aggression was not there at all, man. Okay. Like, I knew he was raw, coming out of the draft because, we all knew this draft class was, you weren't going to find many starters. You know, a lot of these guys were going to be developmental pieces, but very, very raw, man. And you just see, the lack of aggression is the only part that really scares me. I think overall he will be all right. I think that you got to put a lot of trust in Brian Keefe and the developmental staff they got over there. They're going to do the job to develop him right. But, aggression is one of those things where you either got it or you don't, man. And the fact that, he relied too much on his jump shot, the fact that, he just got every game he got punked out by the opposing team center. The aggression really got me, man. So that's what kind of scared me. But that's why, if you look at the veteran signing, Jonas Valanciunas is a guy who always played kind of hard, always played hard nose. I think he's going to challenge him in practice, and hopefully we'll get him, as far as aggression wise, get him where he needs to be.
Do you feel like, so if you looked at him right now, do you feel like he's a starter?
Nah,
I mean, he's second pick overall, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you want to say nah because he just has so much work that needs to be done. But then second overall, what's the expectation? You got to start. You got to play significant minutes. So, I think that if you look at the current makeup of the roster, the starting five can go in so many different ways, man. But looking at, Alex Sarr, maybe you do start him, give him some minutes, try to get the confidence up there, because Kuz, I think he can work on the wing.
Yeah.
So, even if you look at the backcourt, Malcolm Brogdon with his price tag, if you play him and Poole together, realistically, you probably put Brogdon at the 2 and let Jordan Poole run the show. So there's a lot of capability this year. I think the biggest thing is where does Bilal go? Because, Bilal, with this, going into year 2, he's a guy where you want to kind of see him progress more, in year 2. So where does he fall in starting 5? So that's kind of the question I'm looking at is where does Bilal fall in there?
I think Bilal's gonna be fine. He should start. I mean, I feel like everybody's so positive about him. I think he took a step. So I feel like usually, we talk about players like, Bilal. He had a successful rookie campaign, to be real with you.
Yeah.
So I think he should definitely start. I mean, if he doesn't start, I kind of don't like that. I think it goes away from progressing a young player. Then he gets typecasted of being like a role player, and I don't kind of like that. I feel like he showed you he can play in this league in year 1, year 2. Hopefully he's worked on his game to be a better basketball player offensively, and then he could take that next step. That's what you kind of want, right? Like you wouldn't like Milwaukee with Giannis. They're not like setting him on the bench his second year. They're like they're working him in. They're like Jason Kidd gave him, I don't know, his second or third year, but Jason Kidd was like, you know what, we're gonna give you the ball and let you become a decision maker, as a point forward. Rather than just being a guy with a fast break, being a guy who can kind of like a slasher. We're going to give you the ball in your hand and we're going to have you make plays. You know what I mean? So I just think that for him, I would hope that he starts. I do. I would hope he starts. I actually, the same thing with Alex Sarr. I would hope he starts. This is a rebuild. Like, I don't even care what it is. Like, I feel like you're not expected to like go to the playoffs. All right. Like you're not expected, truth be told, you don't even want to be that competitive, to be honest with you, because this next draft class is amazing.
Absolutely.
So why not play him? Let me be honest. Why not play him? Like, why not start him? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like,
I mean, because eventually you have to begin a youth movement to a certain point. And I get it. You know, if you look at a lot of these veteran moves being made, I get the mentorship. I get trying to flip them for further picks, because if you look at the picks we have now, he's done a good job, you know, as far as 2028, 2029, 2030, as far as accumulating picks. But look, 2025 and 26, those are drafts you want some picks in, man, because, you know, Cooper Flag, definitely that target at number 1. But if you look at the top 10 period, this next year's draft coming up, man, I mean, you're going to find some impact guys, man.
Like, why would you want to be that good? That's the question. Why would you want to be that good? Like, at the end of the day, like, you look at your talent. Are they that good as constructed now? So why even? They're not that great. So why even try to make it harder to get the Cooper Flag? I'm not saying you're tanking.
Yeah,
you may be kind of tanking though.
Well, I mean, look, absolutely. I'm tanking for Cooper Flag.
Kind of tanking. That's all I'm saying. You ain't tanking, but you kind of tanking. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely. For Cooper Flag? Oh, man, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you? Yeah, go ahead.
You know, and that really brings up the point, man, is where I understood the veteran moves, but then where does Kyle Kuzma fall in? Because, you know,
I have a question. See, that's another one. See, that's what we're going to talk about that. Like, all right, so, and we'll go back into, hold on, I want to make sure. Well, actually, the Kyle Kuzma, they signed Saddiq Bey, right? Local from the DMV, like local kid, a hooper. I believe it was 3 years for how much? Was it 20? 3 years?
I believe it was like around 20 mil. Yeah, it was
3 years. I want to say 3 years, 20. I want to say 3 years, 20. Yeah, 3 years, 20 mil. What is his role going to be? Because honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think he's just as good as Kyle Kuzma. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, so, like, he a bench player for Washington? Like, really? Saddiq Bey?
Nah, I mean, you know, he can play. I mean,
he can really play. Like, I'm that confused me. I'm not gonna lie to you, because when I saw the signing, I was like, well, Kuz played. He played at 3, and Kuz played at 3. I mean, Kuz is cool because he's on a team, because he gets shots. But if you give Saddiq them shots, Saddiq can score too. So,
man, Saddiq, if you look at that contract, I mean, come on, man. That's probably one of the cheapest contracts.
It's a cheap contract too.
I mean, that's sexy contract, man.
It really
20 mil over 3 years. But the biggest thing with him is that expectations are you're not gonna see him this year. I mean, you might see him a quarter of the season, but really at that point, for a team that's trying to tank, what's the point? Let him, let him get to 100%, and then we'll see.
He's hurt. Oh, that's why it's 20. He hurt.
Yeah.
Because he's hurt. Okay.
Yeah, he's coming off of ACL surgery.
So that's why. Okay,
that's the big reason why they got that cheap contract. Because I mean, like you said, if without the ACL injury, you're not getting Saddiq Bey for 3 years, $20 million.
You're not even close. Not even close. When I saw the deal, I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah,
like you got Kuz. So maybe so that makes sense then. So maybe they will get rid of Kuz, and then by that time Saddiq should be okay. Like, that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely.
That actually does make sense. Now I think about it. Yeah, Kuz about to get traded. Sorry, y'all who love Kuz. He probably get traded. Man, Cam, what did my man Cam say? By the way, my Wizards Summer League video has been posted. I'll check it out, Cam.
Absolutely.
I will check it out. I said, I'll give Sarr a chance to start just to develop. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would give him a chance to start too. I think, to me, what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
Like, what do you have to lose for real? Like, you drafted him number 2, man. Come on now. Like, play him. That's why I had a problem with, like, Miami getting Michael Beasley. I was like, y'all not even going to start. Y'all going to worry about Haslam? Like, that's what we doing? You drafted Michael Beasley and you worrying about Haslam at power forward. No knock on Haslam. Come on, y'all. What we doing here? I thought Bey was out for the first year. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, like we just talked about, he's out for the year. Cam said, I think they got Bey is because it's a strong possibility that they're going to move on from Kispert real soon once Bey comes back. Kispert is the one? Oh, yeah. Kispert's definitely getting traded because he's a winning player. Winning players should not be in DC.
No, I mean, they're going to go to Denny route, man. They're going to go to
the Denny route. I agree.
Sign him to a team-friendly deal and then flip him.
Yeah, no, I think he is a player that should definitely be traded. I think you can get some good. I think you get a lot for. Truth be told, I think you can get, depending on how he starts this season, you can get something really good for Corey Kispert. I mean, look at what the Boston kid got. The kid who played for Boston, dude got like 45 mil, and he averaged 5 points a game. It was Hauser? Yeah, Hauser. He got 45 mil.
Yeah, absolutely.
He got 45 million, and he averaged 5 points a game.
Makes you want to put sneakers back on, man.
Exactly. It's real. I'm serious. That's amazing to me. The hustle is real, man. The hustle is
Telling
real.
you.
Like that kills me. All right, man. But let's talk about somebody who had a tremendous summer league, man. Right, for real talk. 14th pick, Bub Carrington, made second team of the NBA Summer League. Man, talk about what you saw out of him during the entire summer league. There's something that like what made him so special, something you didn't know about him. Like we knew that, he's a good one-on-one player, but what like surprised you about him? Because he just showed out. He was special.
He's the opposite of Alex R. I mean, aggression. He's hard nosed. He's got instincts. He's got high basketball IQ. He's a sniper. He can fast first step so he can attack the basket and collapse the defenses. I mean, he's got vision. I mean, he's gonna be a star. I mean, and it kind of, like I said, the Denny trade wasn't the most popular move, but then if you look at everything's in hindsight. I mean, we got great value for the 14th pick. I mean, this kid's gonna be a star. Local guy. I mean, he's hard nosed. He doesn't get the fifth game, 15 rebounds. We have a hard enough trouble trying to get our forwards to get 15 rebounds. We got a point guard going in and get 15 rebounds. I mean, he's just exactly what we need in DC. A hard nosed, highly intelligent player, man, who's ready to play.
Yeah, I think Bud. I think he's like I think they got a steal. To be honest with you, yeah, I know a lot of people were upset with the situation with Denny, but like I think they're winning because I can make this argument. I know people want to hear it, but if you look at it from just off the basketball eye, Bud has something that Denny didn't have. Yeah, and it's no knock on Denny. I think Denny's a good winning player. I think he's a winning player. I think he's good on a winning team. I really do. I think he would be a very good contributor on a winning team. And that doesn't mean nothing but stats. I think he could be a very good contributor. But Bud has something that Denny doesn't have. He has a dog.
Oh man.
And it is hard. I know it's people hear that term all the time, but it is hard to get a dog. Yeah. And Bud has a dog, and to a point where, like, if you got a player that has that Maxey type of game, or like someone who just is not intimidated, who's willing to take it at anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to kind of get them, and you got a guy like who has that complete confidence that says that, to think that, dude, I don't care who you are, you ain't checking me, you can't see me. Yeah, and he got it. Like, and I think they won the trade. Like, I know it sucks. People, we fall in love with certain players here, and it's understandable. You see somebody getting better, and then you see how they embrace the city, embrace the team. They love playing here. But then you get a kid that just, sometimes you see a kid and you got him, and something about that youthful excitement, and then that flair, and then you see it, and you're like, you know what? We may have got one here. I think he's going to, if I'm Jordan Poole, I better not get hurt.
You ain't lying.
I better not get hurt. Because if he get hurt, because people want to give him the opportunity to show out. They want to give him the opportunity. Jordan Poole, they want to give him the opportunity. Yeah. But if he get hurt, and that boy and Bub get 30 minutes, because he ain't probably going to get 30 minutes. McHugh the Bucket probably won't. Yeah. If he gets 30 minutes, and he starts to get 30, 35 minutes, it is going to be a serious problem. Oh, that man will not. Keith is going to really have to. He's going to really have to coach. He's going to have to manage an ego. He is really going to have to. He's really going to have to. And then it may have to decide on trade. Just saying.
I mean, here's the thing, though, man. People forget that, and I know a lot of people aren't happy, but the timelines change. Man, that's why they've so freely traded Denny, because look, right now, who fits the timeline? People that can't even drink, man. Like, look at the 5 draft picks. They're all teenagers. I know that Keyshawn's 20, but the rest of them are teenagers. I mean, Bub just turned 19. So the timeline has changed. There was a time when Jordan Poole was definitely part of the future, or should have been, in my eyes, man. Same thing with Denny, Corey Kispert, the list goes on. But with them moving Denny, that showed that the timeline's going back, and they made it known from day one. Look, there's gonna be a long rebuild. We're not gonna cut any corners. We're gonna go young. We're gonna develop them right. And then another thing about the draft capital is it works in favors in a couple certain ways. Number one, you can acquire young talent. Two, when you start, re-signing these young guys, and you want to add that one piece to kind of push you over the top, it takes draft capital to do that. If you look at teams like the Lakers, they got Anthony Davis by young players and picks. So if the list goes on, if you want that next guy to help you push you over the top, draft capital helps. So Bub Carrington, looking at that trade, I think it's a win-win, because If you look at Denny on that team with Shaden Sharp, Scoot Henderson, I mean Grant, the list goes on. I mean, that's not a bad squad over there in Portland either, even though they're not going to compete in the Western Conference.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's that much better for him.
No, not yet, man.
I think he's gonna be stressed out. I ain't gonna hold you. I think he's gonna be stressed out.
He definitely be stressed out, but it's gonna teach him something. You know, he's gonna
teach him something, but he won't be stressed out. I ain't gonna hold you. Like if he was winning, if he went to a winner, I think it would look a lot different for Denny. Denny needs to go to a winner. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Absolutely.
My man Dujunnea said, this is a question for you, B. Do you guys feel that the Wizards now have a team that they can build around?
Absolutely.
You do? Okay.
Now, I'll say this. It's going to become a lot more clear once you start flipping some of these veterans. Because I know there's a report where the Lakers are saying, look, we're going to make a run at Jonas at the deadline. So, and, because the fact is that Will Dawkins kind of played chess instead of checkers because he got Jonas knowing the Lakers wanted him. And they still want him. And they got him, 3-year, $30 million? So he's tradable. And they got a couple first-round picks that they can move, man. So, what's up?
I don't need Jonas. I'd rather have Marvin Bagley. I love Marvin Bagley. I'd rather have him on my team. I'm a Lakers fan. I'd rather have Marvin Bagley. Y'all trying to give up him? Y'all give him up?
Look, man, look at the roster and give us a deal, man. What's up?
I'd rather have
Kuz must come back, man. What's up?
I don't want Kuz. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't want Kuz. You can stay in Washington. Hey, George. Hey, the Avdia trade will turn out to be a brilliant piece if business by Will Dawkins and the front office. Also, George put out there are players who don't have their driver license yet and fit the timeline. It's true. This is totally true, man. Yeah, I mean, but they're making good moves though. All jokes aside, though, the Wizards are making good moves. I like their, the summer league was good. Regardless, like I'm with you. I think we gotta pump our brakes when it comes to summer league with Alex. I do. This is what I will say. Obviously, dudes who are them, they kill summer league.
Yeah.
All right. That's a given. Like if you're one of them, you're gonna kill summer league. Like that's what it is. It is what it is. Like that, but also on the flip side, if you kill it, doesn't mean you're gonna be great in the league. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything. But I'm just saying that. And if you struggle, it means that you have some time. Like you can. It means you have some time, but doesn't mean that you're not gonna be good. It does not mean that you're not going to be good. You know what I mean? But you have some time to make it work. I know. I mean, there's players I like more than Alex Sard. They were like I liked. Like I said this earlier. I liked Reece Shepard more. I like Alex Sard. I liked him more. But people didn't. They were like, all right,
he looking good in Houston, man.
Yeah, whoa. I knew he would. I knew he would. I knew it was a good fit. Like I knew it would. There were certain players I like Dillingham more than I like Sard. But it depends on what this team valued position rather than they fit a position that they wanted to kind of put pieces together, which I ain't gonna knock. I get it. I'm in today, like I used to be that way, but when it came now in today's NBA, I'm like more just give me the best players. I don't care, I'll make it work. Give me the best players, you know what I mean? Because now nobody worries about position. So hold on, my man Tam said not Wizards related, but I'm sad that the NBA on TET will be no more after this upcoming season. Yeah, the NBA is dirty. TNT matched the deal, and they said, "No, we don't want it. We want the Amazon deal." Man, fuck Amazon. I said that shit.
I know, right?
I'm with you, man. Look, Cam, I'm with you, man. I read that because I'm like, okay, we good. We gonna have Kenny Charles. We good. Shaq, Ernie, we good.
What's the problem? Yeah, I never understood. I mean, you have a winning product right there, man. That is box office.
All that streaming crap. Nobody care about Amazon, man. We ain't want to watch no NBA on Amazon. Who watch NBA on Amazon? Who wants to watch real talk? Who wants to watch NBA games on Amazon? Sorry, I'm gonna go lie to you.
Look, just deliver my packages in 2 days.
Yeah, like y'all doing. I don't even like watching football games on Amazon. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, I don't even like that shit. Now you got me cursing. I don't even like that crap, man. Like, I hate this Amazon thing. I hate it with a passion. I hate it. I think it's dumb. Yeah. Like, you putting games on streaming and stuff, man. Just keep it on freaking TNT. We like Shaq, Ernie, and Kenny and Barkley. We like it. Why are we changing it?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just saying.
Man, we doing too much. It's like when they moved the NBA on NBC and they gave it to ESPN. I was like, what we doing here? ESPN sucks for basketball. What we doing here? I got to listen to Stephen A. Smith. I don't want to listen to him. Shoot, man. Doing way too much. TNT out. ought to let Amazon borrow Ernie for the NBA season and keep him inside. I mean, keep the inside inside the NBA crew together on Amazon. I don't want them to have it, George. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want Amazon to have it. Yeah. Fuck Bezos. I said it. I said it. I don't need him. Look, no, I don't want him to have it. No, I don't. I don't want him to have nothing. So
I know Chuck said what he's gone regardless.
He was he gone because like he blown. He gone regardless, but he blown. I feel like if he was staying, he wouldn't say that. He'd be good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't screw. They playing with the church's money, man. Anyway, hey Cam, thanks for bringing that topic up. Now you got me all heated and stuff.
Right.
Hey, B, before I let you go, man, how can folks catch you on social media and catch your content and also catch the show?
Oh, absolutely. You catch Locked On Wizards on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcast. You can catch me chopping up on basketball on Twitter or aka X at Locked On Wizards. And check me out on Commanders content over Washington Football Maniacs. We do a lot of good content coming up with the season coming up, so you can catch me there.
That's good, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, you take it easy. I gotta.
I'm gonna try, man.
Because Cam, you just fuck with me today, Cam. I hate that shit. Now you going to put this out there.
Come on, Cam.
Let me stop playing. All right, man. All right, B, take it easy, man.
All right, man.
All right. All right, man. It was a dope show. Appreciate everybody for being on. I gotta take some couple comments. I think before. Was it on? Did I miss this one? Oh, actually, it was on. Shoot, I do have a comment. A couple comments. It was on X. Sorry, y'all. Hold on, I got it here. Oh yeah, my man D Mitty about the Commanders. Who needs to have a good camp for the Commanders? He said Cole Turner, Chris Paul, Brandon Coleman, KJ Henry. So KJ, folks, what do you think KJ needs to? Okay, folks did think KJ need the ball out. All right. I thought KJ was safe, but I guess Chris Paul, he's gonna probably play guard. Yeah, I guess he does need the ball out. He does. Cole Turner definitely. He definitely needs the ball out. Anyway, y'all, appreciate y'all for tuning in. You all are the real MVPs, man. My man Ray ain't here. Leave me by myself, but he cool though, man. You know, life be life. So my man doing this. He's doing his thing. All right, y'all, man. So make sure subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Also follow us on X at Urban Sports Scene, IG at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. You see now I got, like the show has been tweeting on X. You know what I'm saying? So the check mark worked. I'm checked. I'm blue. I'm not even pressed about being blue and checked, but I got it. It worked. I had to curse Elon a little bit on X. So like, yo, what the F is going on? He got it situated. We good. We back in the building early. So we on X. People watching me on X now. I got X comments that y'all can see. So I'm good. I feel better about my life. So it is what it is. Also subscribe to our podcast on YouTube. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. So you're watching this on YouTube. What I need y'all to do is hit that red subscribe button like right now. Because you're watching this on YouTube, hit the red subscribe button right now. Because we trying to get to 800. So hit this red subscribe button now. Like this video, and then share this. And then share this joint, this YouTube link. Share it on your little social media platforms, and tell them folks to subscribe. All right, appreciate y'all. Y'all remember your piece. Also, check out the Urban Sports Scene on our website, which is www.urbansportscene.com. You can also find us on Empire at Empire Media, which is empiremedia.com. That show is run. That website is run by Bram Weinstein, the voice of the Washington Commanders. Also, radio personality. He was on ESPN. So make sure you also check out that website. But anyway, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. You are all the real MVPs, man. Cam, I still love you, man. You trying to like make me mad about the NBA on TNT. Still got love for you, homie. You my guy. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene. But I just, you dig, deuces. I'm out.